Hey curious minds, get ready for mind-blowing facts about animals, science and more. From surprising talents to bizarre discoveries, this video is packed with fun you won't believe. Sit back, relax and let's dive into the unexpected.
Your body is made up of an astonishing 37.2 trillion cells, a number that highlights the incredible complexity of human life. These cells come in various types, each with specialized functions that keep your body running smoothly. From the neurons in your brain that transmit signals to your muscles and organs, to the red blood cells that carry oxygen throughout your body, every cell plays a crucial role in maintaining health and function. This massive cellular network works together in harmony, forming tissues, organs, and systems that allow you to move, think, breathe, and even heal from injuries. The estimate of 37.2 trillion cells comes from scientific calculations that take into account the average size and density of different types of cells in the human body. However, this number is not fixed. It varies depending on factors such as age, size, and overall health. Cells are constantly being created and destroyed, with some, like skin and blood cells, having short lifespans and requiring frequent replacement, while others, like certain brain and heart cells, can last a lifetime. Each of these trillions of cells contains DNA, the blueprint of life, which carries the genetic instructions that determine your physical traits and biological processes. Within the nucleus of most cells, DNA directs protein production and cellular function, ensuring that your body operates efficiently. Cells also communicate with each other through chemical signals, allowing for coordinated actions such as immune responses, digestion, and muscle movement. Despite their microscopic size, these cells work together as a vast interconnected system, proving that even the smallest units of life contribute to the grand complexity of the human body. Understanding that your body consists of 37.2 trillion cells gives a new perspective on how intricate and well-organized life truly is. It highlights the importance of taking care of your body, as every cell depends on proper nutrition, hydration and oxygen to function at its best. Whether it's through exercise, a balanced diet or adequate rest, maintaining your cellular health is essential for overall well-being. The next time you look at yourself in the mirror, remember that you are more than just one person. You are a living, breathing universe of trillions of tiny, hard-working cells.
Human hair may seem delicate, but it is surprisingly strong and resilient. In fact, a single strand of hair can support up to 100 grams, or 3.5 ounces, of weight. When you multiply this by the average number of hairs on a human head, around 100,000 to 150,000, the collective strength of your hair is immense. In theory, if all the strands worked together without breaking, human hair could support the weight of 2 elephants, which is roughly 12,000 to 14,000 pounds, or 5,400 to 6,350 kilograms. This incredible strength comes from hair's unique structure and composition, making it one of the most durable natural fibers. The secret behind hair's strength lies in keratin, a tough protein that also makes up nails and the outer layer of skin. Each hair strand consists of 3 layers: the cuticle, which is the outer protective layer, the cortex, which provides strength and elasticity, and the medulla, a soft core present in some hair types. The cortex, packed with keratin proteins and strong chemical bonds, is what gives hair its remarkable tensile strength, its ability to resist breaking under tension. This structure allows hair to stretch up to 50% of its original length when wet before snapping, further demonstrating its durability. Despite being incredibly strong, hair is still vulnerable to damage and breakage due to excessive heat, harsh chemicals, and mechanical stress. Repeated styling, bleaching, and exposure to environmental factors can weaken the protein bonds, making hair brittle. However, when well maintained, hair remains an incredibly tough material, capable of withstanding significant forces. Scientists have even explored using hair for structural applications, such as reinforcing materials in construction and textiles. The idea that human hair can support 2 elephants might sound unbelievable, but it highlights the impressive natural engineering behind this seemingly fragile fibre. While no one would attempt to lift elephants with hair in real life, this fact serves as a reminder of how strong the human body can be in unexpected ways.
The small intestine is an essential part of the digestive system, playing a crucial role in breaking down food and absorbing nutrients. Despite its name, it is not small at all. It stretches to an impressive 22 feet, or 6.7 meters, in length on average. However, it is called small because of its relatively narrow diameter, about 1 inch or 2.5 centimeters, compared to the wider large intestine, which is much shorter but larger in width. This long coiled tube is packed inside the abdomen, looping around itself to fit within the limited space of the digestive tract. The small intestine is divided into 3 sections: the duodenum, the jejunum, and the ileum. The duodenum, the first part, receives partially digested food from the stomach and mixes it with digestive enzymes and bile to break down fats, proteins, and carbohydrates. The jejunum, the middle section, is where most of the nutrient absorption occurs through the walls of tiny finger-like projections called villi, which increase surface area. The final part, the ileum, continues nutrient absorption and transfers any remaining undigested material to the large intestine. Despite being long, the small intestine is efficiently packed within the abdominal cavity, constantly contracting and relaxing through a process called peristalsis, which helps move food along. If stretched out completely, its length would be about 4 times the height of an average adult. This extensive surface area, combined with millions of microscopic folds and villi, allows for maximum nutrient absorption, ensuring that essential vitamins, minerals, and macronutrients enter the bloodstream to nourish the body. The small intestine's remarkable length is a testament to the body's intricate design. It works tirelessly to break down food, absorb nutrients, and keep us energized. Without this lengthy yet efficient organ, our bodies wouldn't be able to extract the vital substances needed for survival, making it one of the most crucial components of the digestive system.
Unlike most parts of the body that stop growing after puberty, your ears and nose never stop growing throughout your lifetime. This continuous growth happens due to changes in cartilage, the flexible connective tissue that makes up much of these structures. While bones stop growing once you reach adulthood, cartilage continues to change, and over time it expands and droops due to gravity and the loss of elasticity. This is why older individuals often have noticeably larger ears and noses compared to when they were younger. The growth of the ears and nose is not due to the production of new cartilage, but rather the gradual stretching and breakdown of collagen and elastin, the proteins that provide structure and flexibility. As these proteins degrade with age, the cartilage weakens and loses its ability to hold its original shape. At the same time, gravity pulls the soft tissues downward, making the ears appear longer and the nose more prominent. This process is slow but noticeable over decades. Studies suggest that ears grow at an average rate of about 0.22 millimeters per year, while the nose also lengthens and widens slightly over time. Though the changes may seem minor year to year, they become significant over a lifetime. The effects of this continuous growth can also be influenced by genetic factors, sun exposure, which can break down collagen faster, and overall skin elasticity. This phenomenon is a natural part of aging and is not a sign of disease or abnormal development. Some people choose cosmetic procedures to reduce the size of their ears or reshape their noses later in life. But for most, these changes are just another part of the natural aging process. So, while you might not notice it happening day to day, your ears and nose are constantly changing. Proof that, even in adulthood, the body is never truly static.
The human body is an incredibly efficient heat generator, constantly producing and releasing energy to maintain its core temperature. In just 30 minutes, your body produces enough heat to boil half a gallon, about 1.9 litres, of water. This impressive thermal output is a result of metabolism, the process by which your body converts food
into energy. Every cell in your body generates heat as it carries out essential functions like breathing, digesting food, and maintaining organ function. Even when at rest, your body continuously burns calories, producing a steady supply of warmth. The primary source of this heat is the energy produced by cellular respiration, particularly within the mitochondria, the tiny powerhouses inside your cells. Your muscles play a huge role in heat production, as they generate warmth even when you're not actively moving. During exercise or physical activity, heat production skyrockets due to increased metabolic demand, making your body even more efficient at generating warmth. This is why you start sweating when you work out. Your body must regulate its temperature to prevent overheating. While most of this heat escapes through radiation, conduction and evaporation, the total amount generated over time is substantial. The average human body at rest emits about 100 watts of power, comparable to a standard incandescent light bulb. When multiplied over several hours, this heat energy is enough to bring a significant amount of water to its boiling point. The heat output can vary depending on factors such as age, metabolism, muscle mass, and environmental conditions. This natural heat production is essential for survival, allowing humans to maintain a stable body temperature of around 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit or 37 degrees Celsius, even in cold environments. It also explains why people huddle together in cold weather. The collective body heat of a group can significantly increase warmth. So, while you may not be able to make tea with body heat alone, the fact that your body can generate so much thermal energy in just 30 minutes is a fascinating testament to the power of human biology.
Women's hearts beat faster than men's due to differences in heart size, hormonal influences, and metabolic demands. On average, a woman's resting heart rate ranges between 78 to 82 beats per minute, while a man's typically falls between 70 to 72 beats per minute. This difference occurs because women generally have smaller hearts, meaning they pump less blood per beat, which is known as lower stroke volume. To compensate, the heart beats faster to maintain adequate blood circulation and oxygen delivery throughout the body. Another key factor influencing heart rate differences is hormonal regulation. Estrogen, a primary female hormone, has a direct impact on the cardiovascular system, affecting heart rate and blood vessel function. Throughout the menstrual cycle, heart rate can fluctuate slightly, particularly during ovulation and pregnancy when increased metabolic demand requires faster circulation. In contrast, testosterone, the dominant male hormone, contributes to a slightly lower resting heart rate and greater heart efficiency due to larger muscle mass and a higher oxygen carrying capacity in the blood. Cardiovascular fitness and body composition also play a role in heart rate differences. Because women naturally have higher fat percentages and slightly lower hemoglobin levels, their bodies must work harder to transport oxygen efficiently. This leads to a slightly increased heart rate, particularly during physical activity. However, trained female athletes often have lower heart rates due to improved cardiovascular efficiency, just like their male counterparts. Despite these differences, both men and women have similar overall heart health potential, and maintaining a healthy lifestyle through exercise, a balanced diet, and stress management is crucial for everyone. The faster heartbeat in women is simply a natural adaptation to physiological differences, proving once again how uniquely designed the human body is to function efficiently under varying conditions.
Your left lung is smaller than your right lung to accommodate the heart, which is slightly tilted toward the left side of your chest. While both lungs play a crucial role in breathing, their size difference is a natural adaptation to fit the body's internal layout. The right lung has 3 lobes, upper, middle and lower, while the left lung has only 2 lobes, upper and lower, making it smaller and narrower. This asymmetry ensures that the heart has enough space within the thoracic cavity without compressing vital structures. Despite being smaller, the left lung functions just as efficiently as the right lung. The body compensates for this size difference by making the right lung slightly larger and heavier, allowing it to take in a bit more air. However, both lungs work together seamlessly to supply oxygen to the bloodstream and remove carbon dioxide through the process of respiration. The trachea, or windpipe, splits into 2 bronchi, each leading to a lung, where oxygen is exchanged in tiny air sacs called alveoli. The heart's positioning within the mediastinum, which is the central region of the chest, plays a key role in why the lungs are asymmetrical. The cardiac notch, an indentation in the left lung, provides additional space for the heart. This design highlights the body's incredible anatomical efficiency, ensuring that all organs fit together in a way that maximizes function while minimizing space constraints. Although the left lung is smaller, this size difference does not impact lung capacity significantly in healthy individuals. However, conditions such as lung disease or heart enlargement can affect lung function and breathing efficiency. Understanding the body's structural adaptations, like the smaller left lung, gives insight into how human anatomy is finely tuned for optimal performance.
Your eyes can distinguish about 10 million different colors, making them one of the most remarkable sensory organs in the human body. This incredible ability is due to specialized photoreceptor cells in the retina called cones, which detect and interpret color. The human eye has 3 types of cone cells, each sensitive to different wavelengths of light: red, green, and blue. These primary colors mix in varying intensities, allowing us to perceive a vast spectrum of shades and hues. The brain plays a crucial role in processing color information. When light enters the eye, it is focused onto the retina, where cone cells absorb the light and send signals to the optic nerve. The brain then deciphers these signals, combining input from the different cone types to produce the perception of millions of colors. The actual number of distinguishable colors varies among individuals depending on genetics, age, and even environmental factors. Some people, known as tetrachromats, have an extra type of cone cell, allowing them to see an even wider range of colors, potentially up to 100 million shades. Interestingly, color perception is also influenced by lighting conditions and contrast. In dim light, cone cells become less effective, and rod cells, which detect brightness but not color, take over. This is why colors appear muted or grayscale in low-light environments. Additionally, color perception can be affected by factors such as color blindness, a condition in which one or more cone cell types are absent or malfunctioning, reducing the ability to distinguish certain colors. The ability to see millions of colors is an evolutionary advantage, helping humans identify ripe fruits, detect environmental changes, and recognize subtle visual cues in nature. While other animals, such as birds and some reptiles, have even more advanced color vision, human eyesight remains an extraordinary adaptation, allowing us to experience the world in stunning detail and vibrant color.
The acid in your stomach is strong enough to dissolve metal, highlighting just how powerful and essential it is for digestion. The stomach produces hydrochloric acid, which has a pH level between 1 and 3, making it highly acidic, comparable to battery acid. This acidity is crucial for breaking down food, killing harmful bacteria, and activating digestive enzymes like pepsin, which helps break down proteins into smaller molecules for absorption. Despite its corrosive nature, stomach acid does not harm the stomach lining under normal conditions because of a thick layer of mucus that protects the stomach walls. This mucus barrier prevents the acid from eating away at the stomach itself. However, conditions like gastritis or ulcers can occur when the mucus lining is compromised, allowing acid to damage stomach tissue and cause pain or discomfort. Scientific experiments have shown that stomach acid can dissolve materials like zinc and even small pieces of iron, given enough time. However, the human digestive system is not designed to break down metals effectively, so swallowing larger objects like coins is still dangerous. The body will usually expel indigestible materials naturally, but in some cases medical intervention is required. The extreme strength of stomach acid demonstrates the body's incredible efficiency in digestion. It allows us to break down tough foods, extract vital nutrients, and defend against harmful microbes. While it won't melt a spoon instantly like in the movies, its ability to dissolve metals over time proves just how powerful our digestive system truly is.
Your bones are about 31% water, which might seem surprising considering how rigid and strong they are. While bones are primarily made of calcium, collagen, and other minerals, water plays a crucial role in maintaining their structure, flexibility, and overall function. This water content helps keep bones from becoming too brittle, allowing them to absorb impact and withstand daily stresses without easily breaking. Water is essential for bone metabolism and cellular function. Inside bones, there is a network of living cells, including osteoblasts, which build new bone, and osteoclasts, which break down old bone. These cells rely on water to transport nutrients, minerals, and waste products. Without enough hydration, bones can weaken over time, increasing the risk of fractures and osteoporosis. Bone marrow, which is found inside larger bones like the femur and pelvis, also contains a significant amount of water. This is where red and white blood cells are produced, playing a vital role in the body's immune system and oxygen transport. Water helps keep the bone marrow functioning properly by ensuring that blood flows efficiently through the tiny channels inside bones. Despite their high water content, bones remain one of the strongest materials in the human body, with a strength-to-weight ratio higher than steel. Staying properly hydrated supports bone health by maintaining flexibility and ensuring that essential nutrients like calcium and phosphorus are effectively absorbed. So while bones may seem dry and solid, they're actually dynamic, living tissues that depend on water for strength and function.
Venus is unique among the planets in our solar system because it rotates in the opposite direction of most other planets, a motion known as retrograde rotation. While Earth, Mars and most other planets rotate counterclockwise, when viewed from above the Sun's north pole, Venus spins clockwise. This means that if you stood on Venus, you would see the Sun rise in the west and set in the east, the opposite of what we experience on Earth. Scientists believe that Venus originally rotated in the same direction as the other planets, but was gradually flipped or slowed down due to massive impacts or gravitational interactions. One theory suggests that a giant collision with a protoplanet early in Venus's formation may have altered its spin. Another possibility is that the gravitational influence of the Sun and Venus's thick atmosphere created intense tidal forces that slowly reversed its rotation over time. Adding to its strangeness, Venus has the slowest rotation of any planet in the solar system. A single day on Venus, that's one full rotation, takes 243 Earth days, which is actually longer than its 225-day year, the time it takes to orbit the Sun. This means that a day on Venus lasts longer than a Venusian year. However, due to its retrograde motion, if you were on Venus, a single solar day from one sunrise to the next would last about 117 Earth days. Venus's unusual rotation is just one of its many extreme features. It also has an incredibly dense atmosphere, trapping heat through a runaway greenhouse effect, making it the hottest planet in the solar system, even hotter than Mercury. Its slow, backward spin adds to the planet's mystery and makes Venus a fascinating subject for astronomers studying planetary evolution.
The idea that there are more galaxies in the universe than grains of sand on Earth might sound unbelievable, but it's supported by astronomical observations. Scientists estimate that the observable universe contains at least 2 trillion galaxies, a number so vast it's difficult to comprehend. To put it in perspective, every galaxy can contain millions to trillions of stars, and each of those stars may have its own system of planets. The scale of the universe is truly mind-blowing. Comparing this to sand, estimates suggest that Earth's beaches and deserts hold roughly 7.5 quintillion grains of sand. That's 7 quintillion, 500 quadrillion grains. While this is an enormous number, the universe easily surpasses it in terms of galaxies. And this only accounts for the observable universe, what we can detect with telescopes. The actual universe could be far larger, meaning the number of galaxies might be infinitely greater. Astronomers have gathered this data using telescopes like the Hubble Space Telescope and, more recently, the James Webb Space Telescope. Deep space images like the Hubble Ultra Deep Field have revealed thousands of galaxies in just a tiny patch of sky, proving that galaxies fill the universe on an unimaginable scale. Since light from distant galaxies takes billions of years to reach us, we're actually seeing them as they were in the past. Some dating back to the early universe, just a few hundred million years after the Big Bang.
This comparison between galaxies and grains of sand highlights just how vast and mysterious the universe is. It raises profound questions about the possibility of extraterrestrial life, the structure of the cosmos, and how much of it remains undiscovered. Every galaxy could contain countless planetary systems, making the universe a seemingly infinite expanse of possibilities.
A day on Neptune lasts only 16 hours, making it one of the shortest planetary days in the solar system. This means that Neptune, the eighth and farthest planet from the Sun, completes a full rotation on its axis in just 16 Earth hours. Despite being nearly 4 times the size of Earth, Neptune spins at an incredible speed. Its equatorial rotation speed is about 2,700 kilometers per hour, much faster than Earth's 1,670 kilometers per hour. One reason for this rapid rotation is that Neptune is a gas giant, meaning it lacks a solid surface like Earth or Mars. Instead, it is composed mostly of hydrogen, helium and methane, allowing its atmosphere to rotate freely. Interestingly, different parts of Neptune's atmosphere rotate at different speeds, a phenomenon known as differential rotation. The planet's equator spins more slowly than its poles, creating intense jet streams and some of the fastest winds in the solar system, reaching up to 2,100 kilometers per hour. Neptune's short day has significant effects on its weather and atmospheric conditions. The rapid rotation contributes to its violent storms, including the famous Great Dark Spot, a massive storm system similar to Jupiter's Great Red Spot. The planet's turbulent atmosphere is driven by its internal heat, as Neptune radiates more than twice the energy it receives from the Sun, despite its extreme distance. Even though a day on Neptune is only 16 hours, a year on Neptune, the time it takes to orbit the Sun, is incredibly long, about 165 Earth years. This means that since its discovery in 1846, Neptune has only completed one full orbit around the Sun. Its fast spinning and long orbit make Neptune one of the most dynamic and fascinating planets in our solar system.
The idea that folding a piece of paper 103 times would make it thicker than the observable universe sounds impossible, but it's actually true due to the power of exponential growth. When you fold a piece of paper in half, its thickness doubles. If you keep folding, the thickness increases exponentially, meaning with every fold, the height of the stack grows at an accelerating rate rather than linearly. A standard sheet of paper is about 0.1 millimeters or 0.004 inches thick. After just 7 folds, the paper would be as thick as a notebook. At 23 folds, it would reach about 1 kilometer or 0.6 miles high. By 42 folds, it would extend beyond the Moon, and at 51 folds, it would surpass the distance from Earth to the Sun, about 150 million kilometers, or 93 million miles. This rapid growth continues until, by the 103rd fold, the paper would be larger than the observable universe, which is estimated to be about 93 billion light-years in diameter. This mind-blowing result is due to the mathematics of exponential doubling, represented by the formula thickness equals initial thickness times 2 raised to the number of folds. By plugging in 103 folds, the thickness grows to an unimaginable scale. However, in reality, folding a paper this many times is physically impossible. Due to material limitations, paper can typically only be folded 7 to 12 times, even with large sheets and special techniques. The world record is 12 folds, achieved in 2012 by a team of students using an enormous sheet of toilet paper. Even though it's impractical, this thought experiment demonstrates the sheer power of exponential growth, a principle that also applies to things like population growth, computing power, and compound interest. It's an incredible reminder of how quickly numbers can escalate when doubling repeatedly.
The Sun is about halfway through its 10 billion year lifespan, meaning it is currently around 4.6 billion years old. As a G-type main sequence star, also known as G2V, the Sun is in the most stable phase of its life, where it fuses hydrogen into helium through nuclear fusion in its core. This process generates the immense heat and light that sustain life on Earth and power the entire solar system. For the next 5 billion years, the Sun will continue burning hydrogen at a steady rate. However, as it exhausts its hydrogen supply, it will gradually become hotter and larger, increasing its luminosity. Scientists estimate that within 1 billion years, this increase in brightness could make Earth too hot to sustain life, as the oceans may begin to evaporate due to rising temperatures. Eventually, when the sun has burned through most of its hydrogen fuel, it will enter the red giant phase. During this stage, the core will shrink while the outer layers expand dramatically, potentially engulfing Mercury, Venus, and even Earth. The sun will become much larger and cooler in temperature, turning a deep red color. After spending a few 100 million years as a red giant, the sun will shed its outer layers, forming a planetary nebula, a stunning cloud of ionized gas. What remains will be the hot, dense core, which will become a white dwarf, a small but incredibly dense remnant of the once mighty sun. Over trillions of years, this white dwarf will slowly cool and fade into a black dwarf, marking the final stage of the sun's life. Even though the sun is already middle-aged, there's no immediate danger of it burning out anytime soon. For billions of years, it will continue to shine, fueling life and driving the forces that shape our solar system. Understanding its life cycle gives us a glimpse into the future of Earth and the fate of other stars in the universe.
Yeah. The footprints left by Apollo astronauts on the moon could last for millions of years, and possibly even longer. This is because the moon lacks an atmosphere, which means there is no wind, rain, or flowing water to erode or wash them away like on Earth. Without these natural forces, the marks made by astronauts, rovers, and landers remain virtually unchanged. When the Apollo missions took place between 1969 and 1972, the astronauts walked across the moon's surface, leaving deep footprints in the fine lunar regolith, the moon's loose soil. This soil is made of tiny, sharp-edged dust particles formed over billions of years by constant meteorite impacts. The lack of moisture and wind helps these footprints stay intact because the loose grains don't shift easily without an external force. Although these prints could theoretically remain for millions of years, they aren't completely permanent. The main threat to their preservation is micrometeorite impacts. The moon is constantly bombarded by tiny space rocks traveling at incredibly high speeds. Over time, these impacts will gradually wear down and disturb the footprints, but this process happens extremely slowly compared to erosion on Earth. Another potential factor is future lunar exploration. With NASA's Artemis program and other space agencies planning moon landings in the coming decades, increased human activity could disrupt some of the historic Apollo sites. However, many footprints and artifacts from past missions will likely remain untouched for thousands, if not millions, of years, serving as a testament to humanity's first steps beyond Earth. In a way, the Apollo footprints are like a time capsule, preserving a moment in history in one of the most stable environments in the solar system. Long after the astronauts themselves are gone, their footprints may still remain, a silent reminder of humanity's first journey to another world.
About 40 light-years away, in the constellation of Aquarius, lies a terrifyingly extreme exoplanet known as 55 Cancri e, often called a super-Earth because it is larger and more massive than Earth. This planet, however, is anything but hospitable. It's a hellish world where molten lava rains from the sky and temperatures soar to over 4,400 degrees Fahrenheit or 2,400 degrees Celsius. 55 Cancri e orbits a sun-like star called 55 Cancri a. But unlike Earth's comfortable orbit, this planet is extremely close to its star, completing a full orbit in just 18 hours. This proximity makes it tidally locked, meaning that one side of the planet is permanently facing the star, while the other remains in constant darkness. The day side experiences blistering heat, enough to melt rock into lava, while the night side is much cooler, yet still extremely hot by Earth standards. Because of this extreme heat, scientists believe that 55 Cancri e has rivers and lakes of molten lava flowing across its surface. The atmosphere, if it exists, could be made of vaporized rock and heavy metals, and due to the planet's high gravity, it's possible that the vapor condenses and rains lava back onto the surface. This cycle would make for a truly nightmarish environment where molten rock constantly evaporates, rises and falls as fiery rain. Interestingly, some studies suggest that 55 Cancri E might have once been an ocean-covered world before being scorched by its star's intense heat. There is also speculation that the planet could have a carbon-rich interior, meaning it might contain large amounts of diamond beneath its lava-covered surface, earning it the nickname the Diamond Planet. Though we can't visit this super-Earth with today's technology, telescopes like the James Webb Space Telescope, or JWS, are helping scientists study its atmosphere and composition in greater detail. While it may not be habitable, 55 Cancri E provides a fascinating glimpse into the diverse and extreme worlds that exist beyond our solar system.
The largest volcano in the solar system is Olympus Mons, a towering shield volcano located on Mars. Standing at an incredible 13.6 miles or 22 kilometers high, it is nearly 3 times the height of Mount Everest, the tallest mountain on Earth. Its base spans about 370 miles or 600 kilometers in diameter, roughly the size of the state of Arizona or France. This massive size makes Olympus Mons the most dominant volcanic structure in the solar system. Olympus Mons is classified as a shield volcano, similar to Hawaii's Mauna Loa. Shield volcanoes are built up by successive lava flows over long periods, creating a wide, gently sloping profile rather than a steep cone. The low viscosity lava on Mars allowed Olympus Mons to spread out extensively, resulting in its enormous width. One reason Olympus Mons was able to grow so large is because Mars lacks plate tectonics. On Earth, tectonic plates move over hotspots, preventing a single volcano from growing indefinitely, as seen with the Hawaiian Islands. However, on Mars, the Martian crust remains stationary, allowing lava to erupt from the same spot for millions of years, continuously adding to the volcano's height and width. The summit of Olympus Mons features a large caldera, a depression about 50 miles wide, formed by the collapse of the volcano's summit after massive eruptions emptied the magma chamber. Surrounding the base is a steep 6-mile-high cliff, possibly formed by the weight of the volcano, causing the ground to buckle. Scientists believe Olympus Mons is relatively young in geological terms, with lava flows suggesting that it was active as recently as a few million years ago. While it is not currently erupting, future Mars missions may help determine whether it remains dormant or completely extinct. Its presence highlights the volcanic history of Mars and suggests that, at some point, the planet was much more geologically active than it is today. Exploring Olympus Mons would be a major goal for future human missions to Mars. Its towering height and vast lava plains make it one of the most fascinating and extreme natural wonders in our solar system.
A neutron star is one of the most extreme and fascinating objects in the universe, and it can spin at an astonishing rate. Some neutron stars rotate about 600 times per second. These incredibly dense remnants are formed when a massive star, much larger than our Sun, explodes in a supernova and collapses under its own gravity. The core is compressed into a sphere only about 12 miles in diameter, yet it contains more mass than the entire Sun. The reason neutron stars spin so fast is due to a process called conservation of angular momentum. When a massive star collapses into a neutron star, its core shrinks dramatically. But just like a figure skater pulling in their arms to spin faster, the star's rotation speeds up as its mass is compressed. This leads to some neutron stars called pulsars, spinning hundreds or even thousands of times per second. The fastest known neutron star, PSR-J 1748-2446 AD, spins at 716 rotations per second. Neutron stars also have intense magnetic fields, which cause them to emit powerful beams of electromagnetic radiation from their poles. If these beams sweep across Earth as the star spins, we detect them as pulsars, creating a rhythmic pulsing effect similar to a cosmic lighthouse. These pulses are so regular that pulsars were originally mistaken for signals from extraterrestrial life when first discovered in 1967. Despite their extreme rotation speeds, neutron stars are incredibly stable. Over time, their rotation gradually slows as they emit energy, but they can be spun up again if they are part of a binary system and steal material from a companion star. This process, called accretion, can make a neutron star spin even faster, creating what's known as a millisecond pulsar. Studying neutron stars helps scientists understand the limits of physics, as they represent one of the densest forms of matter in the universe, second only to black holes. Their extreme gravity, magnetic fields, and rapid rotation make them some of the most bizarre and fascinating celestial objects ever discovered.
Sunlight, the life-giving energy that powers our planet, takes approximately 8 minutes and 20 seconds to travel from the Sun to Earth. This is because light moves at an incredible speed of 186,282 miles per second, 299,792 kilometers per second. But the average distance between the Earth and the Sun is about 93 million miles, 150 million kilometers. Even at light speed, this journey still takes a little over 8 minutes. This delay means that whenever we look at the Sun or any other distant celestial body, we are actually seeing it as it was in the past, not as it is in real time. If the Sun were to suddenly stop shining, we wouldn't notice for over 8 minutes, as that's how long it would take for the last photons to reach Earth. The sunlight we receive is produced through nuclear fusion in the Sun's core, where hydrogen atoms fuse into helium, releasing enormous amounts of energy. However, the light generated inside the Sun doesn't reach the surface immediately. In fact, before it even begins its journey to Earth, it takes thousands to millions of years for the photons to work their way from the Sun's core to its outer layers, bouncing around inside the dense plasma. Once they reach the surface, they finally escape as sunlight and travel freely through space toward Earth. Sunlight is vital for life on our planet. It provides the energy needed for photosynthesis, helps regulate Earth's climate, and influences everything from ocean currents to weather patterns. The 8-minute, 20-second journey of sunlight is a constant reminder of our cosmic connection to the Sun, our star, which has sustained life for billions of years.
It may sound surprising, but strawberries aren't true berries, while bananas are. This odd classification comes down to botanical definitions, which differ from what we typically think of as berries in everyday language. In botany, a berry is defined as a fruit that develops from a single ovary, has a fleshy interior, and contains seeds embedded inside the flesh. Bananas fit this definition perfectly. They develop from a single flower's ovary, have a soft, seed-filled interior, even though the seeds are tiny and undeveloped in modern bananas, and lack a hard outer shell. This makes them true berries, just like grapes, kiwis, and tomatoes. Strawberries, on the other hand, don't meet the botanical criteria for berries. Instead of forming from a single ovary, they develop from multiple ovaries of a single flower, which merge into a fleshy structure. The tiny seeds on the outside of a strawberry aren't actually seeds. They are individual fruits called achenes, each containing a single seed inside. Because of this, strawberries fall into a different fruit category known as aggregate fruits, rather than true berries. The same rule applies to other commonly misclassified fruits. Raspberries and blackberries also fail the berry test because they're aggregate fruits, while watermelons and pumpkins, which might seem like a completely different type of fruit, are technically berries called pepos. This quirky classification is a great example of how science often challenges our everyday assumptions. While we'll probably keep calling strawberries berries for convenience, in the world of botany, bananas are the real winners of the berry title.
It might come as a surprise, but cheese is the most stolen food in the world. Studies have shown that roughly 4% of all cheese produced globally is stolen, making it the most frequently shoplifted food item. This theft rate surpasses even high-demand goods like meat, chocolate and saucy guawasolino. But why is cheese such a popular target for thieves? One reason is its high value and easy resellability. Many types of cheese, especially premium or aged varieties like Parmesan, Gouda and Brie, can be quite expensive. Since cheese is in high demand worldwide, stolen cheese can easily be resold on the black market, to restaurants, or even at markets with little traceability. Some organised crime groups even engage in large-scale cheese heists, stealing massive quantities to sell for profit. Another factor is its accessibility. Cheese is a small, easy-to-hide item, making it an attractive target for both casual shoplifters and organised theft rings. Supermarkets and grocery stores often carry large amounts of cheese, and despite security measures, it remains one of the most frequently stolen products. Some notable cheese thefts have been truly daring. In Italy, criminals have stolen entire wheels of Parmigiano Reggiano, which can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars each. In the US and Europe, thieves have targeted trucks and warehouses storing cheese, sometimes getting away with tons of product at a time. Because of its high theft rates, some stores now use anti-theft measures, such as security tags on expensive cheeses, or keeping them behind locked glass cases. While cheese theft may seem amusing at first, for retailers, it represents a serious issue that leads to millions of dollars in losses every year. So next time you're in the dairy aisle, remember, you're looking at the world's most stolen food.
Cashews are one of the most unique and fascinating nuts because they don't grow like typical nuts or seeds. Instead of forming inside a hard shell underground or in a tree pod, cashews grow on the bottom of a fruit called the cashew apple. The cashew tree, scientifically known as Anacardium occidental, produces large pear-shaped or bell-shaped fruits known as cashew apples. These fruits are actually swollen stems called pedicels rather than true fruits. They are edible, juicy, and slightly sweet with a tart tropical flavor. However, the real prize of the tree, the cashew nut, hangs beneath the cashew apple, encased in a hard kidney-shaped shell. Unlike most nuts, cashews cannot be eaten straight from the tree because their shells contain urushiol, the same toxic compound found in poison ivy and poison oak. This substance can cause severe skin irritation and allergic reactions, which is why cashews must be carefully processed before they are safe to eat. The shell is roasted or steamed to break down the toxic oils, and then the nut inside is extracted and roasted again to enhance its flavor. Cashew apples, though less well known, are widely consumed in some parts of the world, particularly in Brazil, India, and parts of Africa. They are used to make juices, jams, chutneys, and even alcoholic beverages like cashew wine or fini, a traditional Indian spirit. However, because they are highly perishable, they are rarely exported. Cashews are valued not only for their delicious creamy taste, but also for their nutritional benefits. They are rich in healthy fats, protein, and essential minerals like magnesium and copper, making them a popular snack and ingredient in various cuisines around the world. So next time you enjoy a handful of cashews, remember, they took a long and careful journey from growing beneath a fruit to becoming the tasty, safe-to-eat snack we love today.
Watermelons are not only a delicious summer treat, but also one of the most hydrating fruits on the planet. A single watermelon is made up of about 92% water, which means that just one watermelon contains enough water to fill at least 8 glasses, the recommended daily intake for an average adult. This high water content makes watermelon an excellent choice for hydration, especially in hot weather. Eating watermelon helps replenish fluids and electrolytes, keeping the body cool and refreshed. Because of its natural sweetness, it also provides a delicious alternative to plain water while offering essential vitamins and minerals. Beyond hydration, watermelons are packed with nutrients like vitamin C, vitamin A, and antioxidants such as lycopene. Lycopene, which gives watermelon its red color, is a powerful antioxidant known for its potential benefits in heart health, reducing inflammation, and protecting against sun damage. Despite being mostly water, watermelons are also a great source of fiber, which aids in digestion. They are low in calories, making them a guilt-free, refreshing snack. Some studies even suggest that the amino acid citrulline found in watermelon may help improve blood flow and reduce muscle soreness, making it a favorite among athletes. The next time you enjoy a juicy slice of watermelon, remember that you're not just satisfying your sweet tooth, you're also hydrating your body naturally. With a single watermelon containing enough water to meet your daily hydration needs, it's one of the tastiest and healthiest ways to stay refreshed.
It might seem logical to assume that peppers were named after their spicy taste, but in reality, they were named after black peppercorns, even though the two are completely unrelated. This naming confusion dates back to the early explorations of the 15th and 16th centuries, when European explorers first encountered chili peppers in the Americas. The famous Italian explorer Christopher Columbus is largely responsible for the mix-up. When he arrived in the New World, he was searching for a new route to India, which was known for its valuable spices, including black pepper, piper nigrum. Instead, he and his crew came across chili peppers, capsicum species, which the indigenous people had been cultivating and using for centuries. Because these chili peppers had a spicy kick, similar to the heat that black pepper provided, Columbus mistakenly named them peppers. Despite their similar names, chili peppers and black peppercorns are not related at all. Black pepper comes from the dried berries of the piper nigrum vine, native to India and Southeast Asia. It is widely used as a seasoning due to its sharp, pungent flavour. On the other hand, chili peppers belong to the capsicum genus, part of the nightshade family, and get their heat from capsaicin, a chemical compound that interacts with pain receptors in the mouth. Over time, the name pepper stuck to chili peppers, and even today we refer to a wide variety of mild and spicy peppers under this name, such as bell peppers, jalapenos, and habaneros. Meanwhile, black pepper remains one of the world's most common spices, completely separate from the fiery chilies it was mistaken for. So, the next time you sprinkle black pepper on your food, or take a bite of a spicy chili, remember, their names may be linked, but their origins and flavours couldn't be more different.
Honey is often referred to as a superfood, but what makes it truly remarkable is that it's the only food that contains all the essential substances needed to sustain life. This includes water, carbohydrates, amino acids, proteins, vitamins, minerals, and even antioxidants, all crucial for survival. Honey is primarily composed of natural sugars, fructose and glucose, making it an excellent energy source. Unlike refined sugar, honey also provides small amounts of essential nutrients such as B vitamins, calcium, magnesium, potassium and iron. Additionally, it contains enzymes and organic acids, which contribute to its unique health benefits. One of the most surprising facts about honey is that it contains essential amino acids, the building blocks of proteins that our bodies need for growth and repair. While not a high-protein food, the amino acids in honey support cell regeneration and metabolic processes. Honey is also rich in antioxidants, such as flavonoids and polyphenols, which help protect cells from damage and reduce inflammation. Honey is not only nutritious but also has natural antibacterial and antifungal properties. It contains hydrogen peroxide and has a low moisture content, making it inhospitable for bacteria and fungi. This is why honey never spoils. Jars of edible honey have been found in ancient Egyptian tombs, still safe to eat after thousands of years. Because honey provides energy, hydration, and essential nutrients, it has been used throughout history as a survival food. In extreme cases, people have reportedly lived off honey alone for extended periods due to its balanced nutritional profile. It's also a key component in emergency rations and medicinal treatments around the world. So, whether you enjoy honey in tea, on toast, or as a natural remedy, you're consuming one of nature's most complete and life-sustaining foods.
Deep in the Malheur National Forest in Oregon, there exists a giant organism that defies imagination, a single honey fungus, Armillaria ostoyae, that is over 2,400 years old and covers an astonishing 3.5 square miles or 9 square kilometers. Known as the largest living organism on Earth, this massive underground network of fungi stretches across the forest floor, connecting with and feeding off trees. Although we typically think of mushrooms as small fungi that sprout from the ground, what we see is just the fruiting body, the equivalent of an apple on a tree. The real organism is a vast underground network of mycelium, a web-like structure that spreads beneath the soil, searching for nutrients. This particular honey fungus is estimated to weigh hundreds of tons, making it not just the largest living organism but also one of the oldest known living beings on the planet. Armillaria ostoyae is a parasitic fungus, meaning it survives by infecting and slowly killing trees. It spreads through the forest by sending out thread-like structures called rhizomorphs, which attach to tree roots and extract nutrients. Over centuries, this fungus has continued to expand, taking over a vast area while remaining mostly hidden beneath the forest floor. The only visible signs of its presence are clusters of golden brown mushrooms that appear at the base of infected trees during certain times of the year. Scientists estimate that this particular honey fungus began growing at least 2,400 years ago, meaning it was already thriving before the Roman Empire even existed. Some researchers believe parts of it could be even older, potentially over 8,000 years old. Its ability to endure for so long is due to its slow, steady expansion and resilience in the face of changing climates. While this fungus plays a role in breaking down dead wood and recycling nutrients, it is also considered a forest pathogen because it kills healthy trees. Despite this, it remains one of the most extraordinary natural wonders on Earth. Scientists continue to study it to learn more about fungal longevity, ecosystem interactions, and even potential medical applications. Next time you think of a giant living organism, don't picture a whale or a redwood tree. Think of a hidden fungal giant quietly growing beneath the forests of Oregon for thousands of years.
Worcestershire sauce is a rich, savoury condiment used in everything from marinades to Bloody Mary cocktails. But, you know, many people don't realise that one of its key ingredients is anchovies, small, oily fish that are left to ferment and dissolve into the sauce over time. This gives Worcestershire sauce its deep umami flavour, making it an essential ingredient in many dishes. The story of Worcestershire sauce dates back to the early 19th century in Worcester, England, where two chemists, John Lee and William Perrins, created it by accident. According to legend, an English nobleman who had travelled to India asked them to recreate a sauce he had enjoyed there. They mixed a batch of ingredients, but the initial result was too strong and unpleasant, so they left it in a barrel and forgot about it for months. When they rediscovered it later, they found that fermentation had transformed the flavours, making it rich, tangy and complex. Thus, Lee and Perrins' Worcestershire sauce was born and became an international sensation. The inclusion of anchovies in Worcestershire sauce was a stroke of genius. These small, oily fish are packed with umami, which is a savoury taste that enhances the overall flavour profile of the sauce. The anchovies are fermented along with other ingredients, breaking down into a rich, deeply flavourful component that is essential to the sauce's distinctive taste. The secret to Worcestershire sauce's unique taste lies in its fermentation process. Traditional recipes include anchovies, which provide umami and saltiness, vinegar, which helps break down the anchovies, molasses, tamarind, garlic, onions, and various spices, which add depth and balance. The anchovies are soaked in vinegar for up to 2 years, during which time they slowly break down and dissolve into the liquid. By the time the sauce is bottled, the fish have completely disintegrated, leaving behind no visible traces. Just a deep, savoury flavour that enhances meats, soups and sauces. Now, let's dive into why Worcestershire sauce tastes so good. The key to Worcestershire sauce's popularity is its perfect balance of flavours, salty and savoury from the anchovies, tangy and sour from vinegar and tamarind, sweet from molasses and sugar, and spicy from garlic, onions and peppers. Now let's delve into the versatile uses and vegetarian options that this wonderful ingredient offers. From hearty stews to refreshing salads, the possibilities are, well, nearly endless. For our vegetarian friends, this ingredient can be a true game changer, offering both nutrition and flavour in abundance. Whether you're crafting a wholesome soup or a vibrant stir-fry, you'll find that it adapts beautifully to a wide array of dishes. So, why not experiment and discover new favourites? The culinary world is, after all, a vast playground waiting to be explored. This complex combination makes it an essential ingredient in dishes like Caesar salad dressing, barbecue marinades, burgers, and even cocktails like the Bloody Mary. Because Worcestershire sauce contains fish, it's not vegetarian or vegan, though some brands now offer anchovy-free versions for those who avoid animal products. If you follow a vegetarian diet, be sure to check the label. Few people realise that this beloved sauce has such a long and fascinating history, and even fewer know that it's made with fermented fish. So next time you splash Worcestershire sauce on your steak or mix it into a dish, you can appreciate the centuries-old process that gives it its one-of-a-kind flavour.
Peaches and nectarines are often thought of as two distinct fruits, but in reality they are essentially the same fruit with just one key difference, the fuzz. While peaches have a soft, velvety skin, nectarines are smooth with no fuzz at all. This difference is due to a genetic mutation, not a separate species. So, while they may look and feel different on the outside, both fruits belong to the same Prunus persica species and share the same flavour and nutritional content. The absence of fuzz on nectarines is caused by a single gene mutation. Peaches and nectarines come from the same tree variety, and the only genetic difference between the two is the presence or absence of a gene that produces the fuzzy texture on the skin. In nectarines, this gene is recessive, meaning if both parent trees carry the non-fuzzy gene, the resulting fruit will be smooth-skinned. Interestingly, this gene mutation is not harmful or even rare. In fact, nectarines are simply peaches that have experienced this genetic variation, which can happen in any given peach tree. Sometimes a single peach tree might produce both peaches and nectarines at the same time, depending on the genetic makeup of its branches. Despite their skin differences, peaches and nectarines taste nearly identical, with both fruits offering the same balance of sweet, tangy flavour and a juicy, fleshy texture. Nutritionally, both are rich in vitamins A and C, dietary fibre and antioxidants, making them healthy, refreshing fruits. Both also have a pit in the centre, with the flesh surrounding it being soft and sweet. While the flavour is virtually the same, the difference in texture due to the skin may affect how people use them in cooking or baking. Nectarines, with their smooth skin, are often preferred for dishes where you want a clean, polished look, such as in fruit salads or tarts. Peaches, on the other hand, may be more popular for their classic fuzzy texture in pies, jams and sauces, although the choice often comes down to personal preference. Both fruits originated in China, where they have been cultivated for over 2,000 years. They then spread to Europe and beyond, gaining popularity in many cultures for their juicy sweetness. Peaches were first introduced to the United States by European settlers, and nectarines gradually emerged as a variation. In summary, the only real difference between peaches and nectarines is the presence of fuzz on the skin. They're both sweet, juicy stone fruits that belong to the same botanical family and share a rich historical legacy. Whether you prefer the fuzzy peach or the smooth-skinned nectarine, you're enjoying two sides of the same delicious coin.
The invention of instant ramen, a revolution in convenience. Instant ramen noodles were invented in 1958 by Momofuku Ando, a Taiwanese-Japanese inventor and entrepreneur. Ando, who was the founder of the Nissin Food Products Company, created the concept of instant noodles in response to the post-World War II food crisis in Japan. At that time, Japan faced significant food shortages and people were struggling with hunger. Ando's innovation came from his desire to provide a cheap, nutritious and convenient meal that could be easily prepared and consumed by families across the country. The first ever instant ramen, named chicken ramen, was introduced in Japan in 1958. Ando's breakthrough was the development of a method to pre-cook and then dehydrate the noodles, allowing them to be quickly rehydrated by simply adding boiling water. The process not only made noodles quick and easy to prepare, but also preserved their taste and texture after being packaged. Chicken ramen quickly became popular as a convenient, affordable, and long-lasting food product. While instant ramen is now a staple food for millions worldwide, it was initially considered a luxury item in Japan when it first debuted. At the time, the idea of packaged, ready-to-eat food was still novel, and the production of ramen involved a fairly labour-intensive process. As a result, it was sold at a higher price than many traditional foods, which made it a luxury for the average consumer. Only those with disposable income could afford the instant meal. Over time, as production techniques improved and demand grew, the cost of instant ramen decreased. It became more affordable and widely accessible, especially during the 1960s and 1970s when the ramen industry boomed globally. The development of new flavours, such as beef, pork and seafood, helped it gain popularity in different markets, particularly in the United States and Southeast Asia. Today, instant ramen noodles are one of the most consumed and affordable foods worldwide. Ramen has evolved beyond its humble beginnings. Instant ramen has now become iconic, with entire cultures developing around it, such as in Japan's ramen shops, where a bowl of ramen is an art form. Furthermore, instant ramen noodles have become a budget-friendly meal for university students, busy professionals, and anyone in need of a quick and satisfying meal. The low price and ease of preparation have made ramen an indispensable part of modern food culture. Ando's invention of instant ramen fundamentally changed the food industry and shaped the global instant noodle market. Since then, it has remained a global phenomenon. In 1971, Nissin expanded its influence with the invention of cup noodles, a ready-to-eat version of instant ramen in a cup, which made the product even more portable. Instant ramen's convenience, affordability, and versatility have made it a food product beloved by billions. In summary, instant ramen noodles were invented in 1958 by Momofuku Ando as a response to the food scarcity in post-war Japan, and they were initially considered a luxury item. Over time, the invention revolutionized food preparation, becoming an affordable and essential meal for millions across the globe. The instant noodle industry is a testament to how a simple idea can have a lasting impact on the world's food systems.
While Mount Everest is the highest mountain above sea level, it's not actually the tallest mountain in the world when measured from base to peak. That title belongs to Mauna Kea, a massive volcanic mountain in Hawaii. While Everest stands at 29,032 feet, or 8,849 meters above sea level, Mauna Kea measures a staggering 33,500 feet, or 10,210 meters, from its base on the ocean floor to its summit, making it the tallest mountain on Earth by total height. Mount Everest is recognized as the highest mountain because its summit reaches the highest point above sea level. Since Mauna Kea's base starts underwater in the Pacific Ocean, much of its height is hidden beneath the surface. This difference in measurement is why Everest is famous as the highest peak in the world, even though Mauna Kea is technically taller when measured from its true base. Mauna Kea's geological significance. Mauna Kea is a dormant volcano that last erupted about 4,000 to 6,000 years ago. It's part of the Hawaiian island chain, which was formed by volcanic activity over millions of years. Mauna Kea's summit is home to some of the world's most advanced astronomical observatories, taking advantage of its high elevation and clear skies for space exploration. Comparing the two giants, Mount Everest, 29,032 feet, or 8,849 meters above sea level, Mauna Kea, 33,500 feet, or 10,210 meters from base to peak, but only 13,796 feet, or 4,207 meters above sea level. Even though Everest remains the ultimate challenge for climbers, Mauna Kea technically holds the record as the tallest mountain when measured in its entirety. This fun fact flips the common belief that Everest is the world's tallest peak, proving that sometimes the biggest things are hiding beneath the surface.
Lake Victoria, located in East Africa, holds the title of the largest tropical lake in the world and the second largest freshwater lake by surface area, after Lake Superior in North America. Spanning approximately 68,800 square kilometers, it stretches across 3 countries, Tanzania, Uganda and Kenya. This massive body of water plays a crucial role in the environment, economy and culture of the region. Lake Victoria is part of the African Great Lakes system and is situated in a tropical climate, meaning it is located near the equator and experiences warm temperatures year-round. Despite its vast surface area, it is relatively shallow, with an average depth of 40 meters and a maximum depth of 83 meters. The lake is primarily fed by rainfall and thousands of small streams and rivers, the most significant being the Kagera River. Lake Victoria is also the source of the White Nile, one of the main tributaries of the Nile River, which flows northward through Africa, playing a crucial role in the history and civilizations of Egypt and Sudan. The lake is home to a rich ecosystem, including over 500 species of fish, with the most famous being the Nile perch and tilapia, which are vital for local fisheries. However, the introduction of Nile perch in the 1950s caused significant disruptions, leading to the decline and extinction of many native fish species. Lake Victoria also supports diverse wildlife, including hippos, crocodiles, and numerous bird species such as the African fish eagle and kingfishers. Surrounding wetlands and forests contribute to the lake's biodiversity and provide an essential habitat for various animals. Lake Victoria is a lifeline for the millions of people living along its shores. It supports fishing industries, providing employment and food for local communities. Additionally, it serves as an important route for transportation and trade between Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania. The lake has also played a significant role in African history and culture, being named after Queen Victoria by British explorer John Hanning Speke in 1858 during his search for the source of the Nile. However, long before European exploration, it was home to ancient African civilizations, and its shores are still rich with cultural heritage today. Despite its importance, Lake Victoria faces several environmental threats, including pollution from industrial waste, agriculture, and human settlements. Overfishing, leading to declining fish populations and economic struggles for local fishermen. Invasive species such as water hyacinth, which chokes waterways, disrupts fishing, and depletes oxygen levels in the water. Climate change, affecting rainfall patterns and water levels, leading to periodic flooding and droughts. Efforts are being made by governments, conservationists, and international organizations to protect and restore Lake Victoria's health and biodiversity. Lake Victoria remains one of Africa's greatest natural treasures, providing water, food, and livelihoods to millions while holding ecological and historical significance. Despite the challenges it faces, its vast size, biodiversity, and role in the Nile River system make it a truly remarkable tropical lake and an essential part of the African continent.
In the icy white landscape of Antarctica, there is a shocking sight, a blood-red waterfall flowing down the side of a glacier. This eerie phenomenon, known as blood falls, is located in the McMurdo Dry Valleys and gets its deep red colour from iron oxidation. The water emerging from the glacier contains high concentrations of iron, and when it comes into contact with oxygen, the iron rusts, turning the water a striking shade of red. The result is a waterfall that looks like something straight out of a horror movie, but it is actually a fascinating natural occurrence. The source of blood falls is a subglacial lake that has been trapped under the Taylor Glacier for millions of years. This lake is completely cut off from sunlight and oxygen, creating an extreme environment with high salt content and unusual microbial life. Scientists have studied the microorganisms in this lake to better understand how life might exist in harsh alien environments, such as beneath the ice on Mars or Jupiter's moon Europa. The ability of these microbes to survive without sunlight in freezing temperatures and salty conditions makes blood falls an important site for astrobiology research. Blood falls is a perfect example of how even the most remote and hostile places on Earth can hold incredible scientific discoveries. What looks like a waterfall of blood is actually a window into an ancient hidden ecosystem, providing valuable insights into both our planet's past and the potential for life beyond Earth. It's a haunting yet mesmerizing reminder of nature's ability to surprise us in the most unexpected ways.
It's hard to imagine, but the Sahara Desert, the world's largest hot desert, was once a lush green paradise filled with vast lakes, rivers and forests around 5,000 to 10,000 years ago, during a period known as the African Humid Period. The Sahara was a completely different landscape. Instead of endless dunes, it was home to savannas, wetlands and even human settlements where people thrived with abundant food and water. This drastic transformation was caused by natural climate shifts, driven by changes in Earth's orbit and monsoon patterns that brought heavy rainfall to the region. Evidence of this green past can be seen in fossils, ancient rock art, and buried riverbeds discovered across the desert. Archaeologists have found prehistoric cave paintings depicting hippos, elephants, and even people swimming, proving that the Sahara once supported a diverse ecosystem. Large lakes such as the massive Lake Megachad once covered areas that are now dry, sandy plains. However, around 5,000 years ago, the monsoons shifted again, causing the rains to disappear and the land to dry up, gradually turning the Sahara into the vast desert we see today. This cycle of wet and dry periods in the Sahara has happened multiple times over millions of years, and some scientists believe that it could turn green again in the distant future. Understanding this transformation helps researchers study climate change, desertification, and ancient human migration patterns. The Sahara's hidden past as a lush, thriving landscape serves as a reminder of how dramatically Earth's climate can change over time, and how it could change again in the future.
Canada is the second largest country in the world by land area, covering an astonishing 10 million square kilometers, or about 3.85 million square miles. However, despite its vast size, it has a relatively small population, ranking 38th in the world with about 40 million people. This means that Canada has one of the lowest population densities of any country, with just around 4 people per square kilometer. In contrast, countries much smaller in land area, such as India or Indonesia, have hundreds of millions more people living within their borders. One of the main reasons for Canada's low population density is its harsh climate and geography. Much of the country, especially in the north, is covered in rugged mountains, dense forests, and vast tundra, making it difficult for large populations to settle. Most of Canada's population is concentrated in the southern regions, particularly along the US-Canada border, where the climate is milder and more suitable for agriculture, industry, and infrastructure. Major cities like Toronto, Vancouver, and Montreal are home to millions of people, while vast areas of the country remain sparsely populated or completely uninhabited. Despite its small population, Canada is a global economic power with a high standard of living, abundant natural resources, and a strong economy. It is known for its diverse and multicultural society, as immigration plays a key role in its population growth. The government actively encourages immigration to help support the workforce and economy, as birth rates remain relatively low. Canada's unique combination of massive land area and small population makes it a country of incredible natural beauty, with pristine wilderness, stunning landscapes, and abundant wildlife. While much of the land remains untouched, Canada's role as a welcoming, prosperous, and environmentally rich nation continues to shape its global identity.
Australia is home to more than 10,000 beaches, making it one of the most beach-rich countries in the world. With a coastline stretching over 25,000 kilometers, it would take you over 27 years to visit a new beach every single day. From the famous white sands of Whitehaven Beach in the Whitsundays to the world-class surfing waves of Bondi Beach in Sydney, Australia offers an incredible variety of coastal landscapes. Whether you prefer calm, crystal-clear lagoons, rugged cliffs, or golden surf beaches, Australia has something for every beach lover. The country's massive number of beaches is due to its geography and climate. As an island continent, Australia is surrounded by the Indian, Pacific, and Southern Oceans, creating endless coastlines with diverse ecosystems. The tropical Great Barrier Reef region is famous for its coral-filled beaches and vibrant marine life, while the wild southern coasts offer dramatic rock formations and cold, powerful waves. Some of the most isolated and pristine beaches can be found in Western Australia, where white sand meets turquoise waters in places like Turquoise Bay and Lucky Bay. Australian beaches aren't just beautiful, they're also a huge part of the country's culture and lifestyle. Australians are known for their love of the outdoors, and beach activities like surfing, swimming, snorkeling, and sunbathing are a big part of daily life. Many of the world's best surfers come from Australia, And iconic beachside cities like Sydney and Gold Coast attract millions of visitors each year. The beach is more than just a place to relax. It's central to Australian identity, tourism and recreation. With so many beaches to choose from, it's no surprise that Australia is considered a paradise for beach lovers. Whether you're looking for a bustling, vibrant beach with cafes and crowds, or a remote stretch of sand where you won't see another person for miles, Australia's 10,000-plus beaches offer an endless array of coastal beauty and adventure.
The Amazon River, the largest river in the world by volume, releases an astonishing amount of water into the Atlantic Ocean every day. So much that it could supply New York City with fresh water for 9 years. This massive flow, estimated at 209,000 cubic meters per second, or 7.4 million cubic feet per second, makes the Amazon a crucial part of Earth's water cycle and climate system. In comparison, the Amazon discharges more water than the next 7 largest rivers in the world combined, highlighting its immense scale and influence. This enormous water output comes from the Amazon's huge drainage basin, which spans across 9 South American countries and covers around 7 million square kilometers, or 2.7 million square miles. The river is fed by thousands of tributaries, many of which are major rivers themselves. The Amazon rainforest, often called the lungs of the earth, plays a critical role in maintaining this water supply by generating rainfall through evapotranspiration, where water from trees and plants is released into the atmosphere and falls back as rain. This constant cycle ensures that the river remains one of the most powerful on the planet. The Amazon's immense discharge has a significant impact on the Atlantic Ocean. The sheer volume of fresh water flowing into the ocean creates a low salinity zone that extends hundreds of miles offshore, affecting ocean currents, marine ecosystems, and even weather patterns. Scientists have observed that the freshwater plume from the Amazon can alter hurricane activity as the influx of warm fresh water changes sea surface temperatures. The river's nutrient-rich waters also help sustain fisheries and marine life far beyond the South American coast. Beyond its hydrological importance, the Amazon River is home to incredible biodiversity, including unique species like the Amazon River dolphin piranhas and giant otters. Indigenous communities have lived along its banks for thousands of years, relying on its waters for food transportation and cultural traditions. However, deforestation, climate change and human activities pose growing threats to the Amazon's delicate ecosystem. Preserving this vital river is crucial not only for South America, but for the entire planet, as its waters help regulate climate, support biodiversity, and provide life-sustaining resources on a scale unmatched by any other river in the world.
The Arctic Ocean is the smallest and shallowest of the world's 5 oceans, covering an area of approximately 5.4 million square miles, or 14 million square kilometers. Despite its size, it plays a critical role in regulating Earth's climate and supporting unique ecosystems. Located in the northernmost region of the planet, the Arctic Ocean is surrounded by North America, Europe and Asia, with much of its surface covered by sea ice, especially during the winter months. This ice plays a crucial role in reflecting sunlight, helping to regulate global temperatures. Though it is the smallest ocean, the Arctic is one of the most extreme environments on Earth. Its waters are cold year-round, with temperatures often dropping below freezing due to its high salinity and low sunlight exposure. Unlike larger oceans, much of the Arctic Ocean is permanently or seasonally covered with ice, which can be several meters thick. However, in recent decades, due to climate change, Arctic ice has been melting at an alarming rate, leading to rising sea levels and shifts in global weather patterns. Scientists monitor the Arctic closely, as it serves as a climate indicator for the rest of the world. Despite its harsh conditions, the Arctic Ocean is home to a rich variety of wildlife, including polar bears, walruses, narwhals and seals, as well as unique fish species adapted to the freezing temperatures. Beneath its icy surface, the ocean supports thriving marine ecosystems with cold water corals and microscopic organisms that form the base of the Arctic food chain. Indigenous communities such as the Inuit have lived in the Arctic region for thousands of years, relying on the ocean for hunting, fishing, and cultural traditions. The Arctic Ocean is also gaining attention for its natural resources and shipping routes. As the ice melts, new navigable waterways like the Northern Sea Route are emerging, allowing for shorter trade routes between Asia, Europe, and North America. Additionally, the Arctic is believed to hold vast reserves of oil and natural gas, sparking interest in exploration and resource extraction. However, these developments raise concerns about environmental impact and geopolitical tensions between Arctic nations. Though it may be the smallest ocean, the Arctic is one of the most important and fragile ecosystems on Earth. Its future is closely tied to global climate change, and its protection remains a priority for scientists, conservationists, and governments worldwide.
Italy has more volcanoes than any other country in Europe, making it one of the most geologically active regions on the continent. The country sits on the boundary of the Eurasian and African tectonic plates, a highly active zone that has shaped its landscape with numerous volcanoes, earthquakes, and geothermal activity. Italy is home to some of the world's most famous volcanoes, including Mount Etna, Mount Vesuvius, and Stromboli, all of which are still active today. One of the most well-known volcanoes in Italy is Mount Vesuvius, infamous for its catastrophic eruption in 79 AD, which buried the cities of Pompeii and Herculaneum under layers of ash and pumice. Today, Vesuvius remains one of the most dangerous volcanoes in the world, as it is located near Naples, a densely populated area. Scientists closely monitor the volcano for signs of activity to prevent another disaster. Another major Italian volcano is Mount Etna, located on the island of Sicily. It is Europe's highest and most active volcano, with near-continuous eruptions that have been recorded for thousands of years. Etna's frequent lava flows and ash clouds can disrupt nearby towns and air travel, but its fertile volcanic soil makes the surrounding region ideal for vineyards and agriculture. Italy is also home to Stromboli, often called the lighthouse of the Mediterranean due to its constant eruptions that light up the night sky. This small volcanic island in the Aeolian Islands experiences mild but frequent eruptions, making it one of the most active volcanoes in the world. Its steady volcanic activity has fascinated scientists and tourists alike, with many visitors hiking up the volcano to witness its fiery explosions firsthand. Beyond these famous giants, Italy has several other volcanic areas, including the Campi Flegrei, a massive supervolcano near Naples with the potential for a massive eruption. The region is known for its geothermal activity, including boiling mud pools, sulfur vents, and hot springs. Italy's volcanoes have shaped its history, culture, and landscape, providing both destruction and fertility. While eruptions have caused devastation, the rich volcanic soil has also supported agriculture, making regions like Sicily and Campania famous for wine, olives, and citrus fruits. Due to its volcanic activity and geological significance, Italy remains one of the most important locations for volcanology research, with ongoing monitoring to predict and prepare for future eruptions.
The Arctic Ocean is the smallest and shallowest of the world's 5 oceans, covering an area of approximately 5.4 million square miles, or 14 million square kilometers. Despite its size, it plays a critical role in regulating Earth's climate and supporting unique ecosystems. Located in the northernmost region of the planet, the Arctic Ocean is surrounded by North America, Europe, and Asia, with much of its surface covered by sea ice, especially during the winter months. This ice plays a crucial role in reflecting sunlight, helping to regulate global temperatures. Though it is the smallest ocean, the Arctic is one of the most extreme environments on Earth. Its waters are cold year-round, with temperatures often dropping below freezing due to its high salinity and low sunlight exposure. Unlike larger oceans, much of the Arctic Ocean is permanently or seasonally covered with ice, which can be several meters thick. However, in recent decades, due to climate change, Arctic ice has been melting at an alarming rate, leading to rising sea levels and shifts in global weather patterns. Scientists monitor the Arctic closely, as it serves as a climate indicator for the rest of the world. Despite its harsh conditions, the Arctic Ocean is home to a rich variety of wildlife, including polar bears, walruses, narwhals and seals, as well as unique fish species adapted to the freezing temperatures. Beneath its icy surface, the ocean supports thriving marine ecosystems with cold water corals and microscopic organisms that form the base of the Arctic food chain. Indigenous communities such as the Inuit have lived in the Arctic region for thousands of years, relying on the ocean for hunting, fishing and cultural traditions. The Arctic Ocean is also gaining attention for its natural resources and shipping routes. As the ice melts, new navigable waterways like the Northern Sea Route are emerging, allowing for shorter trade routes between Asia, Europe and North America. Additionally, the Arctic is believed to hold vast reserves of oil and natural gas, sparking interest in exploration and resource extraction. However, these developments raise concerns about environmental impact and geopolitical tensions between Arctic nations. Though it may be the smallest ocean, the Arctic is one of the most important and fragile ecosystems on Earth. Its future is closely tied to global climate change, and its protection remains a priority for scientists, conservationists, and governments worldwide. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed these incredible facts. If you found them fascinating, there's so much more to discover. Stay tuned for our next video, where we uncover even more mind-blowing facts about the world around you. You won't believe what's next.